Anyway, come on.
All right, it is Wednesday night. You guys know what that means. AEW Dynamite just signing off the air after a crazy way to end that episode of Dynamite. We will be getting into that, but of course it is myself, Jose Gonzalez. It is JPJ. It is AEW Dynamite up here at Bodyslam.net. JPJ, what a fucking show we just had as Lou makes his way into the studio.
Always. That was a very, very... Just AEW is in a groove right now. I feel like we are getting great shows week after week after week. And tonight was very, very good. A lot of great matches that I'm excited to talk about. I just think the storytelling's on point. They're building really, really well to Revolution. They're hitting on all cylinders right now. It's been really good for a long time, but this last month, 6 weeks has been some really top-notch stuff.
Yeah, no, I agree. It feels like tonight, I mean, not to like quote what all the cool kids are saying apparently, but I feel like AEW is definitely kind of like finding their flow state, especially with like their current affairs of like what they got going on with the roster, trying to make sure that things are getting a little bit more time here and there. Some stuff they kind of neglected, they're working on fixing. But all in all, I loved this episode of Dynamite, quite satisfied. Because I mean, don't get me wrong, there's stuff that I still give him hell about, but even the stuff that I normally give him hell about, I didn't have problems with this week.
No.
So, hey.
Yeah, no, I thought it was a great show throughout.
Yeah, I will say the one thing that I am going to still give him hell about is like starting out the show with like little like 45-second promos back to back to back to back. Kind of tacky. Don't think we need it. Okay. I'd rather you lead into the actual segment for that match with a promo than whatever that is, but that's just my 2 cents.
Yeah,
but
that's fair.
We do get a little bit of a backstage interview. It's Orange Cassidy with Renee Paquette. She's talking about the fact that Roderick Strong did walk out on her last week or during that tag team match. But we do find out that he was originally supposed to have Roderick Strong as a tag partner again later tonight to go against the War Dogs. But he said, you know, the good thing about the conglomeration, there's so many members. And in comes your New Japan Strong Openweight champion, Tomohiro Ishii, back on AEW television.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, it's going to be a good time when Ishii is here. So, yeah, I mean, I liked how, listen, obviously it's going to lead to something bigger with Roddy when we get back to it. But, yeah, I liked him saying, oh, well, you know, next man up kind of thing. And Ishii is the next man up. Good to see him back. I don't know how much longer we'll see him back for when we get there.
But it's also interesting that Roddy was not on the episode.
Yeah, not at all. They mentioned him in this, but we never saw him. We never heard from him. So we still don't know why he did what he did. So we're still waiting for that kind of answer and what's next. And obviously, I don't know if it's going to be just Roddy in orange or Roddy versus, because we all know Roddy did not seem to enjoy his time in the conglomeration. So.
To be fair, he was never an official member. He was always billed separate, and then the conglomeration was Kyle and friends. So.
Yeah, that's true. So did he technically do anything wrong then? You know?
No, I mean, he said straight up he didn't have allegiance to them, only to Kyle.
Yeah.
And who knows what this means for Paragon now.
Yeah.
If there is still a Paragon, I don't know.
We'll have to see.
But what we did end up seeing after this was we started out the night with some Continental Championship Eliminator action. It is Jon Moxley going one-on-one against the Don Callis family's Mark Davis. And, yep. You gotta love some meat.
Oh, Jose, you know, this was for me. I said it on Twitter. I feel like I've been saying it to you week after week after week. I love how Mark Davis wrestles. I love how he wrestles. That whatever he had going on with here, that was gnarly and with his knuckles bleeding.
Do you think he broke a knuckle from the stomp on the steps?
Something happened. At least he scraped the skin off or something. But clearly, and then them using that, like just these are Moxley and him have been wrestling for a long time. These are the pros, right? So they use that into the match now and kind of create that extra story out of a accident. The gut wrench into a pile driver
was crazy. I thought he was going to go all the way for a power bomb at first, but no.
That's what I thought. But then he drops him into a pile. I'm like, oh, okay, that's incredible.
Looked good to me.
I love the way Mark Davis wrestles. I want to see him wrestle week after week. I think, obviously once Doyle comes back, roll with that. I get it. But I think Mark Davis could be a singles guy if they really wanted him to be. He's so good. And Moxley's incredible. And I love this match. This was a great.
I agree. And there's an interesting sense of irony that at first it was Mark Davis getting injured that allowed Kyle Fletcher to go the singles route. So now the shoe's on the other foot for Aussie Open.
Yep, I mean, 100%.
Hey, make that lemonade.
You got to do what you got to do. And I'm telling you, and the more I see him wrestle, and the more he's getting these one-on-one, like good timed on the show matches, man, I'm all in on the way he wrestles in that ring. I love it.
No, I agree. And I like the fact that they're still talking about the fact that a Grand Slam, it was a time limit draw again between Takeshita and Moxley. So he's still not very pleased, hasn't avenged himself yet when it comes to the C2. Mox does get the win here, tapping out Mark Davis with the Bulldog choke, which was a nice setup from that too, from like that headlock takeover he did. Agreed. But it does also lead us into a post-match promo that Hangman Adam Page had last Saturday from Grand Slam. And he knows why they now call Andrade El Idolo. And he hopes that MJF was watching that match, and he's going to tell him that the next time he tries to kick him in the balls, he's going to ruin whatever plans he had to make a happy little future. And I hope to God that you win so I can go to Revolution and end you and take the title. And look in my eyes, I will end you.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, good little post-match thing for him,
Yeah. Although I think the thing that really kind of threw me off, though, was the flow of the show, because out of nowhere, FTR's making their way out to the ring, and then they cut to commercial.
Yeah, and they're playing it off. The commentary's playing it off like this is not on the rundown. This is not on the sheet. They're just coming out here. Yeah, and then they go right to commercial, and then obviously they come back and we kind of get what we get in here. But I the way they played it off, it was a little. They do that from time to time where they'll have a segment starting and they go to commercial before the segment starts, and I'm like, kind of throws me off a bit.
Yeah, but I can't remember the last time we had like a flat out, hey, this ain't in my script.
Yeah, that was different. So, but I like it. Add the different wrinkle, just kind of being like, what the hell are these guys doing out here? They're not planned to be out here, kind of like they're taking over the show. I like it.
Hey, anything to give enough time for them to get Stokely in the ring, wheelchair on, but
Stokely was incredible. Yeah, Stokely was incredible.
I mean, the good thing is that Dax was also incredible because he starts out saying, I've been trying to rack my brain over the last week, figuring out why the Young Bucks attacked us after the match, hit us from behind, and it dawned on me. In 2016, they were the best tag team in the world. They even coined the phrase FTR. But 10 years later, they're sitting second place to the tag team of a generation. And then Stokely was like, they're the definition of insanity because they're doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different result. And that's kind of where they are at the Young Bucks, and it's pissing them off, and nobody's talking about it. They're not talking about the fact that the Young Bucks shook hands with the Rascals in Private Party, especially considering a year ago they almost forced Private Party out of the company. But that's the fakeness that Stokely hates about AEW and pro wrestling. If people knew the amount of hatred they had for their coworkers being FTR, people would be overwhelmed. Nick and Matt and Jackson are at the top of the hate list, followed by their parents and their badass kids. And then as he's going on, basically doing his best Tiffany Pollard impression about Gemma Collins, the Young Bucks are in the ring and they take out FTR with super kicks. And then Stokely's starting to slow down his speech. He looks over, he sees his fallen brothers, and he starts backpedaling, trying to play peacekeeper. But eventually it's Stokely that goes head over heels in a wheelchair from a super kick as Nick Jackson lays out the official challenge for the AEW World Tag Championships at Revolution. Good
segment. Obviously, the Stokely, that's the big spot everyone's been waiting for. We got the tease that they might have done it last week, but they chose not to and walked off. Yeah. And tonight we actually get it. But I thought, Stokely was the way he's kind of, weaving in topical phrases and topical things into his promos, but in a way where he brings humor to it. He's just really good. And he started talking about their kids and just being shitty. And this was really, really good. I liked it a lot. Listen, I'm excited. I understand we've seen the Bucks and FTR a whole bunch of times, but they always hit. It's going to be a great match at the pay-per-view. I'm looking forward to it. And then we might even see a return at the pay-per-view or shortly after for the FTR's next thing after that, I would think. I like it. I liked tonight. I thought it was a fun little segment.
Yeah, no, I thought so too. I will say though, you kind of broke our little streak we had of our hosts or host friends predicting something that happens on AEW because sadly this weekend Brody King obviously didn't win the World Championship, but also Buddy Matthews did not return. Yeah,
I didn't think MJF would beat him clean for the most part. But I dug deep on that one. I thought there was a strong possibility, but didn't happen. When is Buddy Matthews coming back then, for crying out loud?
At this point, who the hell knows? Buddy Matthews and Bianca Belair are having a contest to see who has the most trivial injury that's taking them exponentially longer to recover from than anybody anticipated.
It's ridiculous. Bianca just had surgery on Tuesday.
I know. That's
insane. She got hurt at WrestleMania last year.
And I don't think she's going to be back for WrestleMania this year at this rate.
Yeah, she's going to miss a whole year.
From a broken finger.
A broken finger. Like, that's usually not it's like nothing. Oh, you're out for 4-6 weeks. All right, you're back. All right, bro. Or some people wrestle through it. They'll just whatever. And they'll wrestle through it. This is taking her out for, I think it's going to be over a year. That is insane.
Stranger things have happened. But we do at least kind of going back to the post-match from Grand Slam, though. Brody does cut a little promo, and he's not going to feel bad about himself. He says to bring the biggest and the baddest next week. I'm getting myself back in the world title picture hunt, and I'm looking for a fight. I mean, that's all Brody got to do. You don't got to humor us with anything like that. We know you kick ass. Let him kick ass.
Yep, 100%. And I like how Bandito was there. He said, you've been through a lot here recently too. Like, those are two guys that the crowd just love. And yeah, that's all they need to do. Just go out there, do your thing. Brody King's a badass. He's going to be a badass next week. It's a big loss, but it is what it is. You bounce back and yeah. Now, what I need now, though, is I need AEW to keep him doing something relevant. I don't need just, here's Brody King in a random match that doesn't really matter that he wins or loses or what. No, exactly. I need him to be on a course to something, please.
No,
so
I agree.
Yeah.
Speaking of doing something, though, we finally, for the first time this reign, get a TBS title defense from Willow Nightingale. No fault of her own, it's just the booking. Well, we get ourselves a 4-way match. It's Willow Nightingale going against Megan Bayne, going against Marina Shafir and Mina Shirakawa. And what was a fan-flippin-tastic 4-way.
Yeah, it was very good. Very, very, very good. I love this match.
Everybody looked good in this match. Megan Bayne, it is unfair how fucking athletic she is, how powerful she is, and the fact that she can do both at the same time. If that's not a future world champion, I don't know what is.
I said it right after. I said, you got to belt Megan Bayne up here soon. Like, don't get me wrong, this match was incredible. And all four of these women looked incredible. I'm happy that Willow retained, but the Megan Bayne was she was the standout of this match to me. And I left this match going, you got to put a belt on her. Like, you got to belt her up soon. Like, she's incredible.
Absolutely. Also, I mean, it doesn't hurt that King of the North is calling you handsome too. But
I mean, listen, I'll take it. I don't think so, but that's just me. We are our worst critics, but I appreciate that. Appreciate that a lot.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for loaning me that yacht over the weekend. I really loved again to drive it around.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Let's see, but yeah, no, that was so many good spots in this match. I mean, Megan Bayne doing that super run off the top rope to Willow like she always does. She's doing the big dive to all three of them. A lot of good like double down spots. I think that closing sequence we got the last couple minutes was great, where you have Marina and Megan finally facing off, and then it leads to Marina getting power bombed into the timekeepers area. And then you have Megan trying to get Mina back in the ring, but it's ended up being Willow doing a huge German suplex from the top rope. Megan landing on the back of her neck.
Ridiculous.
And then Mina just striking down Willow and going for the figure four and getting rolled up there for the win. But all in all, I mean, spectacular. Give me 14 of them.
Yeah.
And Austin says, Willow is a star, Megan is the future. You're not getting to know out of me.
Yeah.
Getting to know out of me.
Yeah, it was fantastic. And that sequence, it was just really, really good. It feels like we might be the way that after the match happened with Bane kind of in the entryway, like they showed her a bunch of times, like pissed looking at Willow. Maybe we're going to get Bane and Willow here.
I can see Bane and Willow for either the singles title, but here's the thing. If we're going back to Grand Slam, it's the Babes of Wrath that defeated Megabad for the tag championship. They defended them successfully. And then we get Lena Cross debuting and aligning herself with Megabad. Yep. And then you get the house show the following night where the Inspiration, Cassie Lee and Jessie McKay, are now all elite. So you have even more wrenches thrown in the tag division. Corey Hayes, you handsome son of a bitch. Good to see you. Good episode tonight. Yeah, definitely a good episode. But
Corey's the man.
I mean, right now, the women's division, I mean, we've been saying it's stacked. It's getting stacked. So, yeah, I'm glad 100%. That this wasn't the only match tonight.
Yeah, which was really, really good. And we got a backstage segment with some great news involving the women a little bit later that we'll talk about. So I thought the women were featured a pretty good amount tonight. And we need to keep that momentum going, please.
I agree.
Yeah.
And it shows that it's definitely capable of being done. We just need to make it the new standard moving forward.
I agree.
Yeah. And something else they made time for tonight that was actually really touching. Over the weekend, WWE producer, director Kerwin Silflees passed away. And we got to hear some nice words from Tony Schiavone and Brian Danielson about their time with him prior to AEW. Not something you normally see where you just openly get to talk about someone from another company that just impacted your performers, wishing them well wishes. I thought that was a very nice little tribute there. You could see Brian getting choked up as well.
I was going to say, I thought it was really nice that they did that. You could tell that though it meant a lot to them. Brian was emotional when he started talking about it. And he was very open. He was like, I knew nothing about television when I got to WWE, or that side of things. And this guy was the guy. He was the guy that was running things. He taught me so much, and he got emotional. And this was a very, very classy thing to do for AEW. And this is how it should be. Who cares where you worked? Who cares? It doesn't matter. But I thought this was very well done.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, we kind of see it, like WWE will acknowledge certain things that happen outside the company too, if it's poignant enough. So
agreed.
Definitely nothing wrong with that there. We do get into our face-to-face though with Hangman, Adam Page, and MJF, where it's just honestly more the same razzing and shit talking that I'm used to them for. So, I mean, this was nothing ever that surprising. Oh, wait a minute. I did not know that Kerwin White was based off of the producer.
There you go.
I don't know if that makes it any better considering what the gimmick was, but I mean, that's a fun rib.
Yeah, that is a fun rib. I thought, so this was good. This was good back and forth. It was a longer promo segment. MJF kind of starting it off and just being like, I just want to let everybody know that I'm not going to cut some wrestling promo here. Like, I really don't like you. I don't like how the fans like you as much as they do. I don't like any of this. I don't like how they chant cowboy shit. I don't like any of it, and leaning into it. And I thought it was good. I feel like this had a more serious tone to it for MJF but I think at Shep, like you said, it dragged on. I feel like it probably, if it was like 3 to 5 minutes shorter, but they all got their main points across, I think we'd be talking about this was one of the better promo segments in a while for AEW, because when you pick out the meat of what these guys really said, it was good shit. It just kind of was long-winded on both ends.
Well, I think it's also just talking about the fact that we've seen this combination in promos so many times over the years, and you could tell because a lot of what they're setting up is they need some sense of finality, which I can appreciate. And aside from just like the playful jabs of, saying, oh, you got more hair, your hair's thicker than fucking Mark Davis now. It's like, ooh.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a good line, but it's just like,
yeah.
Come on, guys. We don't have to just go for like the visual gags anymore. But I do like the fact that we are really trying to have one final MJF and Hangman match. I don't think we needed Hangman to introduce the Cody Rhodes stipulation to do it.
No. That's the only thing I didn't like about it is I was like, again, I'm not upset if Hangman wins the title back, but now he kind of has to.
Well, that's what I'm going to say. I feel like they would never bring that back unless someone's going to win the championship because of how fucking terribly it went over the last time. You can't
do that. Yeah, and you can't do that with again, it went over terribly when it was Cody. Hangman is a completely different animal to the AEW audience than Cody was. And I think you can't do that to You can't do that to Hangman. So he kind of, to me, as much as I think this match will be great, because it will be, I feel like I know who's going to win because they can't do that to Hangman.
No, and then we also have another wrench thrown into it where basically he's letting Max choose the stipulation. However, the crowd and Hangman are clearly lobbying for it to be a Texas death match. So you mean to tell me you're going to have Hangman in a match that I think he's only lost once to Swerve in the city that he lost it in, if we want to go that way, because it's going to be in LA. However, it is technically his match. He's beaten Moxley twice in it for the world championship.
Mm-hmm.
You're basically saying, oh, yeah, you could choose the stipulation. It's going to be fine, but I want this. And if you give me this, I'll give you that. So, I don't know. I feel like it's going to end up being a Texas death match, and they're going to just announce it next week. If it's not, I'm genuinely curious to see what the hell the stipulation is going to be.
But my thing is, if Max has the option to pick the stipulation, why does Max give one single shit what Hangman
Exactly.
thinks? I'd be like, you can tell me you want to be Texas Death all you want. These people can chant Texas. It's my choice. I don't give a single fuck what any of you care about.
Like,
I'm
legitimately,
what
you are
is going to help me.
You're given the most asshole of scum of the earth heels the option to choose quite literally any stipulation, and then you sweeten the deal by saying if you lose, you're never going to challenge for a world title again.
And then
I'm going to have you fucking hogtied.
Yeah, and he goes Texas Death and yells it. And don't get me wrong. Yeah, cool. I would be all in. I would love a Texas Death.
But if I'm MJF, I want his ass in a straitjacket. I want him shackled to cinder blocks. Like, I just,
but MJ, the way MJF portrayed it, he portrayed it with his facial expressions that he was, like, nervous. Or he was, like it got in his head a little bit or whatever. And I'm just like, that's not in your... You would just be laughing at Hangman and just being like, I don't give a shit what you want at all. We're going to have a submission match because that's what I want. Or like something that is, I don't know. But yeah, it's going to end up being Texas Death. All right. Like that's.
If it's not, they got a lot of explaining to do.
I don't know why Max would ever agree to that, though. If it is 100% his choice. Even I don't know why Max would ever be like, yeah, okay, Texas Death, cool.
I mean, Hangman agreed to let him challenge for the world title without using the damn contract before, so stranger things
That's
have
fair.
happened.
That's fair. Yeah, I don't know.
Now the $1 million question is: do you think Hangman goes like back to being like an absolute like asshole and just does some dastardly shit? Be like, hey, I got your tomato over here. And then you just see Alicia tied to something, like hanging over a shark tank or something.
What, for him to agree?
Yeah. It's a good way to break the fourth wall, but the problem is just MJF doesn't care about anything.
Then that's the thing. So, like, to me, it doesn't really matter. But, like, I could see Hangman threatening to do something. I don't know if he would do something like that dastardly, because we got to talk about what happened at the end of the night.
Yeah.
And I think that's somebody who just went the dastardly route.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they would do that like back to back or whatnot with their with what was two of their biggest babyface stars. But I could see him leaning into like, oh, if you don't, getting MJF to break to the point where MJF agrees. Maybe whether that means usually how that's worked for people in the past is they keep on poking verbally at MJF until he's insecure enough to agree.
Yeah.
So I don't know if Hangman continues to just goes that route some more and questions his manhood kind of thing, or questions, well, you're not going to accept because you can't beat me. And then MJF's like, you know what? Fuck you. I can do that. Whatever.
We shall see. I don't know. For all we know, he's going to say, bring me the boar worms or something. Fuck that. But we do get the Death Riders backstage. John Moxley talked about survival, which leads to Pac issuing a challenge for the Death Riders versus the Don Callis family. They talk about to them, family's just a name, it's just a title, but it's not something that you live for, and a damn sure isn't something you die for. And Mox lays out a challenge, no time limit. There must be a winner. He wants his decisive victory over Takeshita at Revolution. Yeah.
Did Moxley look like he lost a tooth? Did you notice that? One of his front tooth was like blacked out. It looked like it was either blacked out or chipped. I was like, is he because at first I thought he was wearing a mouthpiece.
I don't know.
I think he might have got a tooth busted in that match with Davis. That's what it looked like. But either way, this was good. And we find out later in the night that we are getting that match at Revolution, no time limit between Takeshita and Moxley. Yeah, I mean, sign me up. Takeshita needs to win this one, though. But we'll get there when we get there. But, this was good.
I agree. We do get into our tag team match that was announced at the beginning of the show. It's Orange Cassidy and Tomohiro Ishii going against Gabe Kidd and Clark Connors. I thought it was a fine match. I think the whole point of this match was just setting up for the finish of the match, to be honest.
Yeah, it looked like Ishii might have, pulled a hamstring, actually hurt himself.
Yeah, and then his nose was bleeding towards the end, he was limping and everything. But for the most part, they were getting their asses beat pretty much the entire match up until the closing moments, though.
100%. And he ended up getting through the finish of the match, but then after he just kind of dropped, and you could tell he was grabbing something, and they were helping him up and stuff like that. So hopefully he's okay. But I thought fine is the perfect word. I thought this was fine. To get Gabe Kidd kind of on TV back over here. Connors has been there a few weeks now. There was, and then I was expecting the War Dogs to win this, but
I was too. And then you see them fighting on the outside. It's OC, and then it's Gabe Kidd fighting against the barricade.
Yeah.
And who decides to show up? None other than Darby Allin hitting a skateboard over the back of Gabe Kidd and pretty much kidnaps him, similar to how he was kidnapped a couple weeks ago and then dragged through the desert. But it does allow Ishii to hit a big brainbuster onto Clark Connors for the win. And it looks like we're going to get some form of Gabe Kidd versus Darby Allin in some sort of stipulation at Revolution, because why wouldn't they do a stipulation with those two?
Yeah. I mean, well, we got the what was the match that they had at the last pay-per-view, or a couple pay-per-view? There was I forget, but they had a stipulation, and that match was bloody and violent. So we're gonna run it back, and I'm sure they'll do something. I'm all right with it. I mean, listen, I need Darby to get away from the Death Riders. I know the War Dogs are friendly with the Death Riders, but whatever,
It's basically just Death Riders in different font.
Yeah,
it looked like he chipped it into that. Okay, didn't look on with the promo. Hey.
All right.
I mean, there's anybody that's gonna look more badass losing a tooth, that would be John Moxley.
It's true.
Do you think they're going to do another coffin match? Because that's Darby's wheelhouse.
I mean, yeah. I mean, they'll probably lead to it. I don't know if it'll be this time, but maybe.
I mean, that's the one thing with AEW and stipulations. A lot of times, when a wrestler's synonymous with a match, they just keep playing the hits instead of switching it up a little bit. Yeah, it's nice having the ladder match over the weekend to switch it up, which ended up being really, really fun.
Very good
for the TNT title, by the way.
Yeah.
And then the strap match, obviously, last week with Tekla and with Stat, that was also really, really good. So I don't know. Only time will tell, but we do come back. The Don Callis family's beating up who the fuck knows backstage. They're beating down everybody. They accept the challenge from the Death Riders for that big man brawl. Callis also accepts the Continental title match on behalf of Takeshita, as he stayed back in Australia to celebrate with Kyle Fletcher retaining the TNT title. Okada walks into the frame. He's talking about, well, I mean, I'm Kyle's best friend, but I'm still here doing my job because I'm a champion. How gold that line is, considering he hasn't defended his international championship.
Yeah.
But we also see Andrade come into the frame saying his eyes are still on the AEW World Championship. And Callis brings up Claudio Castagnoli still holding the CMLL World Heavyweight Championship, saying it'd look good on their mantle. And it looks like Andrade might be going after that title next.
Okay. You want to give me Andrade and Claudio? Yeah, okay. I want to see Andrade's on a different level right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's do it. I'm good with it. And him, if he takes that from Claudio, him being able to go back to Mexico as the CMLL champion, like that's, come on, he's a legend. Like that's, it just feels like that's right.
Absolutely, it does. And
Yeah.
not even just championship aside, a Claudio Andrade match intrigues me.
Yeah.
So.
And you could do one here in AEW, you could do one in Mexico, you could do it any way you want. It's going to be a big deal and it'll be awesome.
Absolutely. We do get a Hook vignette, talking about the fact that he was appointed the new leader of the Ops while Samoa Joe was out on injury. And conspicuous by his absence was Shibata, who is now in Japan doing some international recruiting for the Ops, while Hook is doing some domestic recruiting. He talks about knowing what it's like to be recruited and everything, being a second-generation star, getting so many institutions. So going to be interesting to see how they expand the Ops.
Yeah. I was thinking about it. I was like, I wouldn't hate Jordan Oliver and Alec Price maybe getting in there. Wouldn't hate that. Wouldn't hate it. Like a group of young guns. I like the group of young guns there. Like kind of, I know Shibata doesn't really fit in that group. It would be, but I look at Hook and them two together. I'm like, that's three guys that have a similar vibe to me. Young, just trying to make a point, trying to prove themselves kind of thing there.
I think that's also the problem with when you bring in Alec Price and Jordan Oliver as a tag team, because Alec Price always associated more of his heel stuff than his face stuff. And then Jordan Oliver I've always associated with face stuff. So if you're going to have the bust in the brain, I don't know if you do it that way or maybe.
I don't know.
Because we got to see a little bit more of a serious side to Private Party.
Wouldn't hate it. Because Hook was always the young guy, right? He was the young guy surrounded by veterans. Now he's the boss. He's saying, I'm the leader now, recruiting people. I mean, does he surround himself with more veterans, or does he try to get more people like him, like this group of like young guys or like younger guys trying to prove their point? You know what I mean? Like make their way through AEW. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I mean, honestly, it could go either way. I'm interested to see exactly what an expanded Ops looks like, especially now that Powerhouse Hobbs has made his way over to WWE. So stranger things have happened. But we do also come back to some more women's action. We get 2 women's matches on a Dynamite, which should be the bare minimum moving forward, but that's just me saying that. It is Alex Windsor and Jamie Hayter as the Brawling Birds, who are making their TV debut this time because they made their tag team debut at a house show in Australia.
Yeah.
I'm not salty at all that I missed out on Jamie Hayter at Girl Fight Wrestling over the weekend. I'm not salty at all. But it was nice to see them go up against Becca and Viva Van, and they actually let Becca get a hot tag moment in to show a little bit of offense, but it was a squash match.
For the most part, yeah. It was a glorified squash match, I would say, yeah.
Not mad at it all. And I do think it's interesting that they're using a heart attack as their tag finisher, and I like that they call it 2 birds, 1 stone.
Yeah.
Because it also plays into the fact that Jamie does the hatery, which is that lariat, so I'm like, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. The heart attack I love. One of my favorite tag team finishers. I'm glad they're bringing it back. Yeah, this was good. I love both. I really like Hayter and Windsor.
Yeah.
I think
it kind of makes sense having them together.
Yeah, and if you're bringing in new tag teams, if you're really gonna put a focus on your tag team division, and you don't have single title plans for these two. They're very familiar with each other. Why not? I think this is gonna work. I think the vibe's going to work. I love the matching outfits tonight and the color scheme and all that. I think this is going to really work. I think they're going to be formidable and viable challengers for those tag titles very soon.
Yeah, I do too. And also kind of on the heart attack front where I didn't even think about it. Like Alex Windsor does a sharpshooter. So having her do a heart attack with Jamie Hayter, who does the big lariat, of course that makes sense. I don't know why I didn't put 2 and 2 together there before, but the bigger story is after the match, we get Renee Paquette backstage with Chris Statlander and the returning Thunder Rosa.
Yeah, very good.
Former AEW Women's World Champion is back, and she is cleared, finally.
Thank God. It's been a long time. Good. Look, she is a former AEW Women's World Champion. That's a big name to just throw back in the mix here. And hopefully she can stay healthy and have a good little run here. Thunder Rosa rules. I've always been a Thunder Rosa fan. I like out of the ring, in the ring. I like everything about her. This is very, very good news. This was one of the bright spots of the show, getting that news.
Yeah, no,
So,
it was a good, definitely a bright spot of the show. Chris Statland apparently is not cleared to wrestle after the strap match for another couple weeks. But she mentions to Renee, I don't want to wrestle. I want to fight. And Rosa mentions, I don't like what these children have done to you. And then she calls out Tekla immediately, but Chris is warning that she's dangerous. But you know what? I like the Toxics, is what she was saying in Spanish and everything, too. I think people forget that Thunder Rosa, especially in AEW, has had some of the most violent matches possible. You have that steel cage match that she had with Britt Baker, the lights out match they had, the first ever women's Texas bull rope match with Deonna Purrazzo. Thunder Rosa is not afraid to get as violent as it calls for, to especially go against Tekla.
yep.
I think this might be our Revolution women's world title match.
Oh, you think? Oh, you think we go that soon?
I think you do. You got enough time to build it.
Yeah, I wouldn't hate it at all.
Shout out saying love that she's healthy, great worker. I'm a fan. It is very refreshing to have Thunder Rosa back in the division.
100%. And oddly enough, we didn't hear from Tekla, the new women's champion, tonight at all.
No Tekla, no Toxic Triangle.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's fine. I thought the show was, paced out, but yeah, listen, I would be all for that. Thunder Rosa to me is not somebody who needs to really earn her way to a championship match. She's been out for a long time. She's a former champion. If she comes back and she's, I think this is enough time to kind of position that where, they're doing the stats uncleared thing. All right, well, now I'm cleared. I'm her friend. I have a history with the title. Let's go.
Yeah, and I mean, they do also announce that she's going to face Julia Hart on Collision this Saturday.
Yeah, so that's a big, beat one of, so yeah, I'm all for it.
Yeah. We do get ourselves a little bit of singles action as 1/3 of the trios champions, Kevin Knight, is making his way out to the ring to face the Beast Mordos from La Facción Ingobernable. And if Mordos wins, LFI gets a trios title match. Spoiler alert, he doesn't win, but it was a good match.
It was a great match. Beast, I mean, man, that guy rules.
We need him on TV more often. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like,
he's so
LFI
good.
or not, they do good stuff from Ring of Honor. I want him on Dynamite. I want him on Dynamite. I want him to have a singles run. He's ridiculously talented.
Yeah. I mean, and so isn't Kevin Knight. When they showed this graphic that this match was happening, I was like, oh my, come on, you're just throwing that on there like that? Like, it's not going to be unbelievable. And it was. It wasn't the longest match on the show tonight, but it was really, really good. That dive that Mordos does where he dives for the ropes and then does like a twist, twists his whole body. That crowd lost their fucking mind.
Bastard.
When he did that. I don't know how that is physically possible for anybody to do that, but what an incredible move. And the crowd, he was over tonight. And then Kevin Knight is Kevin Knight, outstanding.
I think they did the big Andre the Giant kind of body slam with Kevin Knight doing it to Mordos, but as if Mordos isn't impressive enough as a wrestler, let us also remind you that he is a barred legal lawyer.
Sure is.
This
is ridiculous.
And he's a luchador, so he's probably hot under the mask too. So I mean, it's like, dude,
I don't think it's probably. I think people. I haven't seen it, but I think people I think it's understood in the circles that he is an attractive fellow.
It would not fucking surprise me, considering you're bagging Mercedes money.
I was gonna say no regular person gets Mercedes.
Yeah.
So
I mean, every CEO needs a lawyer on retainer. You never know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's true.
They go hand in hand.
100%. But this match was great. Fun match. Kevin Knight gets the win. We do have a big trios match that's going to happen on Collision for the titles.
Shep, that is a good point. The only reason I wouldn't say that might be the case is because think about Bandito. Yeah, I mean, he's in a tag team with Brody King, but that doesn't stop Bandito from getting promo time.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. But this was a lot of fun. Kevin Knight rules, and now we have a big trios titles match on Collision for the for those guys in Hangman. So yeah,
absolutely. And I mean, we do have the challenge that's laid out. So national champion Ricochet is backstage with GOA. Mentioned that now Jack Perry's out of sight, out of mind. I can focus on getting the demand some gold. And that's where you have Toa Leona and Bishop Khan talk about the fact that Jet Set Rodeo hasn't yet defended their trios championships, which is why they issued the challenge for this Saturday on Collision. And they even bring up the fact hey, you guys can't agree on a stupid name. You don't have to worry about that for much longer.
Mm-hmm.
And then as they're getting ready to walk into their locker room, there's a dagger on their door. So
Jack Perry.
Yeah.
Jungle Man Jack still letting Ricochet know he's not done with him yet.
I guess not.
Yeah, we'll see. Do we think maybe that Jack Perry fella helps them lose this match on Saturday? Potentially.
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it.
I wouldn't be opposed to the Demand actually winning that match either. They won't. They're not going to. But Hangman is clearly involved in other things right now. But he should be defending the Jet Speed. They should be fighting regularly for those titles, but they're not because Hangman's involved, obviously, with the world title picture. So it's kind of like now there's these belts that are rarely getting defended because, you know what I mean?
Yeah, AEW has kind of fucked up everything with the mid card because here's the way the thing should have went down. I feel like Jet Speed should have had the tag team championship. When you were having the Hurt Syndicate versus the Demand for a million years and a day, one of those two teams should have had the Trios championship. Especially if you're going to have Hangman lose the world championship and still be fixated on that, regardless of the fact that to get a rematch at the world championship, he had to win the Trios championship from Samoa Joe, who shouldn't have been a double champion in the first place. And now you also combine the fact that you added another mid-card championship and the national championship to Ricochet. What are we doing?
Yeah. I don't know. But again, I wouldn't hate the Demand winning on Saturday just to get the titles off, not even away from Jet Speed, but away from Hangman so he can just go do what he needs to do. But I don't think that's going to happen. I do think Jet Set Rodeo, whatever they're calling themselves, you know what we want to call them.
I just don't think anybody needs to be a double champion in AEW right now.
Agreed. And I feel the same way about, even though she had a great match and she retained.
I feel the same way about Willow too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel the same way. Which is why I thought Mega Bad should have won the titles at Grand Slam.
Yeah.
Because I just was like, I just get those belts off of Willow so she can focus on this.
Well, allegedly they won them in Brisbane at the house show. Then the match got restarted because I guess something happened where it was a botch finish. I don't know.
Oh, really? All right. Well, I didn't read any of the results. I knew that the Brawling Birds debuted, and I knew that the Inspiration.
Yeah.
I knew that stuff, but I didn't see the rest of the results. But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but we do get our main event of the evening, and it starts before 10 o'clock, which I can appreciate. I knew it was going to go long, though.
Oh, yeah.
But I think it's completely warranted with how it went long tonight because it was Kenny Omega versus Swerve Strickland one-on-one for the very first time.
Man. My God. What a fucking match this was, Jose. What a fucking match. Man. Listen, we said it before we came on here because we usually, when they go to commercial at 9:55 or 9:58, we usually on Twitter will send something to each other and be like, "Oh, checking it." You know, neither of us did that tonight.
Nope.
And I don't know what that makes us. I don't know if that makes us. Well, I don't know. But
what makes me tired as shit because I didn't have time to go on Twitter to bitch about it.
Yeah.
But but I knew what we were getting into from the time that they announced it. I'm like, okay, the show's gonna run long because it's AEW, first of all. Second of all, you're not gonna have them go on anything other than last. And you're not gonna have them have a short match.
No. And listen, if you're gonna run long, if you're giving us this, if this is what we're getting when you're running long, nobody's gonna complain. Nobody's going to complain. This was outstanding.
Yeah.
Outstanding. And there was a hot angle that happened after. We're going to obviously talk about the match a little bit, but
we're going to have to have
this
a
was
running
just
list of
outstanding.
Match of the year contenders because this is on the list.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. And we had one last week too.
Yeah.
With Fletcher and Chop. Like, it's just, when I say AEW is in a groove, like the whole shows are great, but they've been giving us straight fire.
Yeah.
In the main events and just these title matches we're getting for free. This match was for free. This was just a free match. This could have easily, and it's still maybe a rematch might be, but this could have easily been the opening match in Revolution. And we would have paid $50 or whatever we pay for that. And they gave it to us for free. And this was incredible.
Yeah. I mean, so many good spots in this one. I think the thing that shocked me the most, because I didn't see it coming at all, I didn't think we were going to get an Aubrey Edwards ref bump.
And let me say, because commentary, okay.
They said, I don't think that was intentional.
Bullshit. That motherfucker.
Do we know who we're talking about?
Just went, come here. You come
What
here.
get over here.
Yeah, like I was like, what? Not intent. I go, he 100% did that on purpose. What are you watching? What do you want? He pulled her in. He said,
and then on top of that, you see him undo the padding on the turnbuckle to expose the crossbeam, and then catapult fucking Kenny Omega throat first into it. You mean tell me that he wasn't trying to go for the gusto?
100%. He's been teasing it. We said last week in their promos, we said last week in their promo segment that he was playing the heel of the two.
Of course he was. He's been the aggressor.
Yes, and then in this match, he does the turnbuckle thing, doing that. He 100% pulls Aubrey in to get V-triggered and knocked unconscious, which was like through the ropes had one hell of a ref bump. And commentary's trying to say, oh no, he's still a good guy. I'm like, what? And then obviously we see what happens at the end of the match and everything afterwards, but he ain't a good guy no more.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, even before that, I mean, we had the Dragon Suplex on the apron, then he had Kenny going for the German, and then he counters it and hits a brainbuster on the floor, and then you get a house call that gets kicked out of, you get V-triggers that are kicked out of, you get a Super Dragon Suplex that's kicked out of, you have everything in their mother getting kicked out of other than until he hits big pressure for the 1, 2, 3. Swerve wins. Everything's hunky-dory, and then out of nowhere after the match, he just continues beating the shit out of Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
He beats him down. He uses the chain that Prince Nana had. He chokes him out, hangs him over the top rope out of the playbook of a Hangman Adam Page. And then as if that wasn't enough, he wipes off the announce table. He grabs the steel steps and he hits a vertebreaker on Kenny Omega through the announce table and then looks the camera in the eyes saying, I needed this. You sick fuck.
Man, literally. What a dastardly. This was tremendous. Obviously the main event match was excellent. This post match, Swerve has proven he can do it all. He can be a babyface top guy. I prefer him as this guy. This is what I want. Evil Swerve. And I think that this is just another step. We're getting Hangman and Swerve for the world title. I mean, that's what we're getting here. And I think this is just Hangman does the stip against MJF where if he doesn't lose, he can never be the champion again. He wins the belt. Swerve is now a massive heel again.
Do you think Swerve helps him win the title again to ensure it?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. But I think that is what we're setting up here. I don't know if they stretch it all the way. I think Double or Nothing in New York City. Mm-hmm. I think there is strong potential. It's going to be Hangman and Swerve for the world title as the main event of that show. Yeah. Yeah, man. I think that's what's going to happen. So I think that's where we're going.
I love when like AEW does something like this and it's like, damn, I'm going to be thinking about this all week.
Yeah.
Because I am going to be thinking about this all week. Like there's something about a heel turn when you don't, it's not that I didn't see it coming. It's that he's been so frustrated for weeks and it's been warranted. I'm just like, no, you're right, Swerve. And then he goes all the way up, cranks it up to like 16, 17. I'm just like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It's so good. Yeah. I want to see where kind of Kenny goes. Because I would think that Kenny will come back. And I think this match is going to be I still think we're getting these two guys at Revolution. I think this is the match at Revolution.
For that to be the match at Revolution. I did get a notification from Fightful Select. So I want to see what this says. Let's see. So per Fightful Select, this is coming from Sean Ross Sapp. Omega took on Swerve on Dynamite, but will not be wrestling at the upcoming Revolution pay-per-view for AEW. Right. Told that he informed AEW of a scheduling conflict of a number of months ago, which is why the match ended up on the 18th of February today for Dynamite. I think it's because it's something with Capcom for Street Fighter.
Okay.
So around this time, sometimes I think it's usually Tokyo Game Show. It wouldn't surprise me, especially with his character being DLC, him doing Alex, so maybe it's something Street Fighter related that he's going to be doing instead. But
all right. So if he's not at Revolution, then all right, that makes sense. I thought maybe we would just get a run back like Kenny wants revenge, so they fight at Revolution.
I will take the good ass match on TV.
For sure. For sure. All right. So maybe Kenny goes away now. This is a good way to write him off for a month or so he can go do his thing. And then he comes back post, Revolution and we see what happens there. So that tells then, all right. So where do we What would you do with Swerve? All right, so let's just say we're building towards Hangman beating MJF at Revolution. Swerve is now a heel, top heel in the company besides MJF. You would say immediately, probably.
True.
What does Swerve do now for the next month in the meantime to Revolution?
That is a good question
because now if Omega's out, which is what I thought his direction would be, we're going to get a little month feud with these two. Cool. So what is Swerve doing?
I mean, Swerve is still not big on the whole Don Callis family, so maybe, just maybe.
But he's a heel now, though.
You know how many heel matches and face matches we've been getting lately?
Yeah.
If he wanted to, he could easily go after the international title, give Okada something to fight for. I don't know.
Yeah.
But regardless of whatever happens with Swerve going into Revolution, he's going to be fine.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Because I feel like the big picture isn't even going to be Revolution for him. It's always going to be Double or Nothing.
Yeah.
Maybe Dynasty if you want to do it a little sooner, but
yeah,
I have no worries about anything. That's
no. Everyone is fine. I like I said at the beginning and throughout, AEW is they're on a roll right now. They are in a groove. The stories they're telling are good. I have ultimate faith that I'm going to be every time I sit down on a Wednesday night. I have ultimate faith that this show is going to be a humper.
Yeah, I mean, we still have, another 3 weeks before we get into go home for Revolution anyways,
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's March 15th, MJF's birthday that he said. It's March 15th is the pay-per-view, so we have basically a month. Yeah. So we got time. But yeah, I just, in my brain, I was like, this Swerve and Omega thing will take us through Revolution. But I did not know that he wasn't. Yeah.
So say MJF chooses the stipulation. What if he chooses a special guest referee?
What, Swerve? Good.
I mean, the stipulation is that if Hangman loses, he's never challenging for the world title again.
Yeah.
That's how you make it less predictable.
Potentially. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, listen, they could do that. We got to see what they're going to do here because it feels like they're going Texas Death, even though that wouldn't make sense at all to me.
I mean, Swerve's helped him in a Texas Death match too. So anything is fucking possible with Swerve Strickland. So I don't know.
Yeah, but I'm in for the ride. I'm in on it. This was a great episode tonight. So
yeah, no, it was a great episode. I'm glad we got to talk about it. I'm glad we did a post show for this one, just because it felt like something was going to come out of this one where we were going to want to talk about it a little bit more than just doing a watch along. So
100%.
Good call to go back to our usual programming for this week. But as always, you guys know Bodyslam has shows damn near every day of the week talking about anything. WWE, AEW, TNA, NXT, independent stuff, international stuff, whatever you have, it is right here at bodyslam.net. So, I mean, especially on the YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. It's free. You're getting notified for any sort of live streams we're doing whenever interviews go up. You could go to bodyslam.net, check out all the different articles coming out. Patreon.com/bodyslampwn. For just $5 a month, you can have exclusive scoops at your fingertips, sometimes even quicker than what can be aggregated. So really, it is worth every penny if you're going to go that route. JPJ, my friend, what the hell do you have going on this week?
Tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, Love Wrestling, the 250th episode of Between Two Beards with Pluggo and myself. So we got that going on tomorrow. Sunday afternoon, you can find me over on Fightful, overbooked at noon Eastern with our pal, Auntie Collins for Coast to Coast. We've been doing that for a couple weeks now, and that we've gotten a good reception to that. So that's been a lot of fun. Obviously, every Wednesday night here with you, my friend, doing DynaMic'd Up. And then if you follow me right here at JPJ Loves Gaming, I do some things on Twitch and some other things that you can get my schedule every Monday when it drops. And I do some work for the Main Event Wrestling Network as well. So I'm kind of a little bit of everywhere, Jose. So.
Yeah, absolutely. As far as me, Jose on the air everywhere, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, all that stuff. This Saturday, 3 p.m. on my YouTube channel, Jose in the Air, it's going to be myself with our friend Shirley Sherrills, who also joined me back for WrestleMania predictions right here on Bodyslam, as well as Josh the Arhoni Stand. We are talking the Traders US, because we're getting into the thick of it now. I mean, there's only a couple weeks left. It has been probably one of the best seasons, I think, of the Traders I've seen so far. It's been really, really good. I'm excited to talk about that. But as always, just stay tuned in on our socials, because you never know when I'm going to pop in somewhere. You never know. But as always, Wednesdays here, Bodyslam after Dynamite, AEW Dynamic'd up. Going to be the same time, the same place next week. We got to see what the fallout is from this, because I mean, you can't just give us a heel turn like this and then just leave us like, okay, nothing happened. No, we need to get to the bottom of this, and we will next week with you guys here in the chat as well, wherever you're watching this. But until then, everybody take care, have a good night, and we will see you next time. So, bye, everybody.
Oh, thank you! Oh, thank you!